Have you ever felt like you were never confident enough to be around other people? It doesn't matter what you do or say, it never feels like you and other people were on the same level. If you want to know how self-worth is determined and practical ways to enhance it, then keep on watching. And thank you to my subscribers for asking great questions. Self-worth is how we value ourselves, and it's actually constantly shifting. It's kind of like an ongoing conversation between you and the world. You claim something that increases or decreases your self-worth, and the world either validates it or rejects it. And this kind of thing is happening constantly around everything that you do. If you said, "Can I have that pizza?" But what you're also saying is, "Am I worthy enough as a person to have something that I want?" And if you got rejected for that request, then your self-worth might take a little hit. This loop can also go in reverse, where someone else challenges you and either you validate or reject whatever that person has claimed. If someone said, "Why are you always so quiet?" What this person is also saying is, are you a person with this potentially negative trait? And right now you can choose to either reject it or validate whatever that person says, and that can increase or decrease your self-worth. So now you can see that throughout your whole entire day, your social interactions, from talking to your boss, talking to your parents, texting people, playing games online, everything has a potential to influence your self-worth and shifting it back and forth. You know, some people say just ignore whatever other people say and you do what you want. But the thing with this approach is that somewhere in the back of your mind, you will never really feel that validation, and you're not really sure if what you're doing is right or wrong. And then there are other people that says, "I'm going to validate myself. If I think it's right, then it's right." But the thing with this approach is that you are in danger of isolating yourself, becoming more egotistic, having a lot more potential blind spots. And all these approaches are moving you away from potentially great relationships. Now let's look at some real world examples. In this context, the reporter is asking Kyrie Irving, the basketball player, if LeBron James is like a father figure to him, which isn't entirely very respectful.
What type of parental role has he played for you and your teammates, LeBron?
The reporter on the surface is asking a question about parenthood, but the underlying self-worth question is, do you think that this person is actually better than you in every way and has taught you everything that you knew?
He's been a great leader for us. I have one father. That's my dad, Irving.
Kyrie obviously didn't really like the question. He dodged it by saying he has only one father, and that is his birth father, and therefore rejecting the question and the frame that comes along with it. And the underlying response is that my self-worth is not determined by other people. I am my own person. So next time if someone is challenging your self-worth, smile, disagree, and move on. Smiling lightens the mood. Disagreement is you defending your self-worth. And quickly moving on is transition to not stay too long on the same topic. But the same concept here can be used to make you feel more confident and have a higher self-worth. Look at how confident Will Smith is when he makes a claim about someone else's name and expecting a positive response.
Nash Edgerton is a way better name than Joel Edgerton.
Your name is usually pretty closely tied with your self-worth. And when someone challenges you and your name, there's a potential to impact that.
It is, I'll admit it. Nash Edgerton. It just sounds like he's going to do something.
Then Joe here validated what Will said about his name, even though he could have easily just said, "No, I like my name." But the focus here is on Will, and how Will is able to be so confident to make such a claim. And this all came from his previous experiences of having so much positive loops in his life that he is able to confidently exert something like that. But in this situation, you can say he is charismatic and potentially insulting. You guys can let me know in the comments what you guys think. And you can start this by doing small things like asking for more napkins, asking someone to repeat a question, or refill on water. Asking for these small things almost allows you to get a positive response, which will build that cycle, that loop. But there are also wrong ways to apply this concept. If someone makes a claim about you, rejecting it every single time doesn't mean that you're increasing or protecting your self-worth. Because not every single thing is tied to your self-worth. And if you keep on rejecting people regularly, then you'll probably have more conflicts than you need. But on the other hand, if all you do is validate whatever the world claims about you, then naturally your self-worth will be determined by the world. But social interactions might feel really daunting sometimes, so we ended up not really showing ourselves or sharing anything. But if we don't do this on a regular basis, then it might not feel like we have a choice, because we never really stand up for ourselves and our own self-worth. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and you might want to check out some of my other videos on my channel. I'll see you guys next time.